Hi everybody, this is Mike Locascio from Mike Locascio. I help people repair their computers, keep their computers running good. I help people step by step if they'd like to do their own repairs. That way you can save money. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars to go to a technician, computer shop. What I teach comes from my 23 years experience in working on computers. I'm also a computer technician, so I have a lot of experience on working on different computers, whether it be laptops, whether it be desktops. I'm Dell certified, I'm HP certified, and I've completed the CompTIA A+ course. And I've taught a lot of senior citizens how to fix their computer step by step. I've helped students. I've helped the average person fix their computer. I've also helped businesses when their computer is not running right or there's a problem. Businesses will call me locally and I will repair their computers. People with home businesses, just like myself, I fix their computers because they really rely on the computer also. And there's a lot of different tips that I like to give. So in this video, I'm going to give you some tips that I feel are really helpful to keep your computer running good, and also if your computer is not running good, to make it run better, and the things you can do on a daily basis to help it along the way. That way when you need it and you get on there and you're doing a task, that task you're going to be able to do fully without any interruption or any interference, with different pop-ups coming up, with programs coming up. So if you haven't been on my channel before, please subscribe to my channel and you won't miss any videos. I have a lot of help videos on computer repair that I know will help you a lot, and on different computer repair subjects. So check out my videos, subscribe, and that will be great. And you will see all the videos that I have, and that will help you immensely. So let's get started. What I like to tell people is make sure you keep your fans clean on your computer, whether it be a desktop or a laptop. It's real important. For a desktop, you get this canned air stuff and you spray it around the back of the computer where the fans are. Keep the fans running smoothly and dust free. And you can open up the computer also, and I recommend with one hand holding the fan on your CPU on the motherboard. That's the big fan. There's a heat sink and a big fan on your motherboard. You hold onto that fan and then you spray around the heat sink, the dust the canned dust, and that'll clean the dust off your heat sink and on the fan. You don't want that fan to spin while you're doing it though. That's the most important fan on your computer, because that's where the CPU is. CPU is your brains of your computer, the central processing unit. You want to keep that running as cool as possible. And dust gets in there and it clogs up the ports for the air to circulate around the processor, and that'll make the computer run hotter. Also the case fans, the fan in the back, and if you have a side fan, hold the fan with one hand and spray it with the dust remover. And if you have to, get a little small toothbrush or a little paintbrush and you can pull the dust off like that. You want to keep the fans clean because the enemy of a computer is water and heat. Heat will overheat your computer, and if it's running hot, it's not going to run efficient. So if you just any dust in the case, also get a damp rag, not really wet, and don't put anything wet on the components, and make sure that it's not plugged in, and clean the dust off the inside of the case, and make sure your desktop's in a well ventilated area where it's making sure you get a lot of good circulation, because you don't want it some people put their desktops in a drawer or in a little cubby hole, and that's not a good idea. You're better off having it out in the open where it can get ventilated air from the fans, and you get better circulation. Now with a laptop, it's a little bit different to clean fans because everything's encased. But on the side of a laptop, look where the fan is and make sure that's clean of dust. And also, if you can also get a small vacuum and put it right where the dust comes out, the little fan on the side, and get some of the dust off that way. And that'll keep it running good. Laptops have exhaust fan, which the fan circulates, the heat circulates through the laptop, and it goes out of the laptop. So you want to keep that nice and clean. And the cleaner it is, the cooler it's going to run. And if you have a laptop that just generally runs hot, I recommend going to somewhere like Walmart or Staples or Office Depot and buying a laptop stand. They have these laptop cooling pads, they're called, and you put it underneath the laptop and it will make it run cooler. It has fans that are going to cool the bottom of it. That's a really good thing to use, is a laptop cooling fan. And they're not very expensive. They're like $10, $15. Probably at Walmart you can get one. And also with a laptop, make sure it's in a well-ventilated area. Like on your desk is fine. And desktops are a little bit different. They need, like if you have it on the floor, let's say it's on a carpeted area, I would put a piece of wood or something under it so it's not directly on the floor. That way it's a little up higher. And it'll make it run a lot smoother and better. Now let's get into when the computer's turned on and running. Your computer's turned on. You want to see what happens is when you turn it on, the Windows is looking for the hardware in the computer. That's what's called post, power on self-test. So as soon as you turn your computer on, it's going through the post process. If you've ever noticed that a black screen usually comes on with all this writing on it that you probably don't understand, or it comes out really fast and you really don't see it all the time. But that's called post, and that's what a computer is trying to start up. And that's when the software and the hardware are combined together, and they're looking for everything that's supposed to start up in order to start up Windows properly. So basically, once the computer's started up, you should maintain a good, they call it the cache in the computer. And that's where you got to do the cleaning. And it's comprised of history, temp files, prefetch is another area where you got a lot of temporary internet files, your history, and you should clean those out. I have other videos that tell you how to clean those out, and it's a real simple process. You can also clean your browser. I recommend using Chrome browser. Chrome browser is a really good browser, and you can clean the history in there very easily. I recommend doing that. If you go to the top right of the Chrome browser, there's 3 dots. You click on them, and then you'll see where it says history. You hover over that with your mouse, and then you bring your mouse to the left, and then you hit history. And there'll be a whole line of history entries with check marks in them. And you do the Control A with your keyboard, hold both keys, Control A, and you keep hitting delete. You highlight the first one until they're all gone. You do that several times until they're gone. Also, in the Chrome browser, make sure your default setting is on Google Chrome. Okay? Now, some people have several browsers on the computer. Now that's okay. That's not going to interfere with anything. But personally, the best browser in my opinion is Chrome, and it's more stable, and you should use that browser. And like I say, clean the history out, and make sure it's set on Google Chrome as your default browser. And to do that, you go to those 3 dots on the right. You click on them, and then you go down to settings, and in settings you scroll down where it says my default browser, make sure it says Google Chrome in there. If it doesn't, erase what's there and type in www.google.com. And also, if you like to see your programs that you normally use on the top of the browser, you can turn that little function on, and you'll get all the programs that you normally use at the top. But and also update your Windows. Make sure you have all the Windows updates for Windows 10. In order to get that, you can go down to the bottom, your start menu where it says search, type in Windows updates, and go in there manually and make sure you update Windows. You can all set it up yourself in 3 different ways, but I recommend you just having it automatic if you want all the updates. And Windows will update automatically. You can even set the time when you want it to update. You'll have to leave your computer on if you're not using the computer, because it needs to be on when it does the update. Or you can manually do it. Either way you do it, make sure you get all the Windows 10 updates. And also, another tip is to make sure you have an antivirus. If you don't have an antivirus, get one. All computers come with a trial version of antivirus, and I noticed that a lot of people, when the trial runs out, they don't use the antivirus anymore. And after a while, they stop giving you that message saying your trial's up. So what you do is you go type in malware, free version, you download the malware antivirus, which is free. You can go to a website called download.com and download it from there, and there's other free software on there also that's useful. And I recommend doing that, and also getting a program called CCleaner, which is free, and run that program. That'll clean out a lot of junk on your computer, and that also has a registry cleaner tool built into the free version, so you want to use that also. So I hope these tips helped you, and also check out my other videos, because you'll learn a lot more about maintaining your computer and repairing your computer by watching my other videos. And this is Mike Locascio once again. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos a few times a week, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.